Hey everyone, here we are, the moment of truth. We're going to be doing some reading tonight. I'm going to try something new. This is something I haven't done before, which is a reading of the pages that I wrote tonight, followed by tweezing of my eyebrows. Just kidding. Actually, I did that when I had a unibrow. I had one when I was in middle school, and then I just killed the cells and they never grew back. So I used to have a serious, like Frida Kahlo, solid unibrow that is since gone. I think I have some old ID pictures of me with it. It was good. That's not the reason why I'm going live right now. The reason why I'm live is to do some reading. I'm going to read what I wrote, and what we're going to try to do, which I've tried to set up here. Okay, so far so good. And when we get to this page here, it should allow me. Yeah, that's great. Okay, so the pages are advancing. You got to see ahead one page just for the sake of seeing that it works. But this is what we're going to do tonight. I'm going to read as we go along with the pages. We'll see how everyone responds. If you like it, please let me know in the comments, either here on YouTube or over at Medium. And to follow me on Medium, just go over to immortaltype.medium.com. That's where you head on over to. immortaltype.medium.com. That's where you'll find all these pages and some other goodies too. I don't want to give away all the goodies that you're going to find, but go check it out. I have a feeling you'll be happy with the results. So without further ado, I'm going to start reading. This is exciting. I'm really happy with the way that the book is turned. This is Dr. Merriman. I'm really happy with the way that it's turned, and I'm making a full commitment to a whole new style of writing. I've been doing speculative fiction for a while. It's still going to be in that vein, but it's going to be more about romance. I have to tell you. No more scary stuff, no more science fiction, thriller. I need to do some romance for a little while, at least for a little while. So, as you can see, the lighting has been made in such a way so that we get some mood lighting for some romantic getaway. We'll see how it goes. But when you have Celeste involved, you have to know when I write with Celeste, I just gave a spoiler away. It's always romantic, and it's awesome. Okay, let's dive into this, shall we? Let's do this. The Last Leap. I climbed atop the Tower of Goodman and did not look back. I got the best running start I could and leapt. What I found in that moment was the weightlessness I had been searching for. I reached out and grabbed whatever I could. "You're a complete fool, you know that?" a voice said, and I felt her hand grab a hold of my shirt and another on my arm as she hauled me up to safety. "Thanks," I said. "I appreciate it." "I thought for sure you were going down with the tower," she said. I look up, and it's her, the one from my dreams of old, the woman with everything: wealth, fame, beauty, love, longing to be with a man who was creative as me, knowing she would be waiting for a while, but not as long as me. The light hit her back and darkened her face to where it was hard to see, but I knew who it was. You love who you love. I pick myself up and dust myself off. She pulls me over to the gates of heaven. "We haven't much time. Once the tower falls, the gates here will close." "What about my children?" I ask. "I was just with them," she said. "They are waiting for you on the other side of this gate. That said, you must believe they are there." She pulls me close and looks me in the eyes. "If you don't have faith that your children are on the other side, they will not be there when you arrive. And I know no matter how much you love me, it will never be enough, and you will fall, just as Adam did before you. Please, Olden, trust that they are there." Just as the most beautiful woman I have ever seen says this to me, A bolt of lightning strikes the Tower of Goodman, and the top half crumbles. "It's now or never," she says to me. "You take your chances on the other side of these gates, believing all you ever wished is true and manifest, or you take your chances in the perpetual loop that was once your life on the flip side. Like the way I was on top of the tower before, I make my leap of faith. I do not look back. I place my hand in hers, and we run." Chapter 18. Celestial Moon. We race past the gates of heaven and into the light as the door shuts behind us. Before my eyes can even adjust, I hear the sound of screaming. "Surprise!" everyone yells. All of my old friends, all of the people I once loved. Even the animals were there, jumping up, trying to be held by me, and the sound all too familiar of my children, hanging on to me, just as I remembered, the perfect days I'd never known. "Welcome to the rest of your days, Olden," the woman who saved me from falling off the cliff says to me. As the surroundings dim, I can see everyone, all smiling, all laughter, all love. In my heart there was no ill will, for I was with my children and the woman of my dreams, the one who shall grow with me by my side, the woman of immense beauty and resolve. "Olden, I believe you can stop typing now." "Sorry," I said. Old habits die hard. "Daddy, we're waiting for you, and finally you made it," my daughter says. "I knew you would make the leap," said my son, who was there next to me, looking up into my eyes. "I imagine this must all be too much for words, dearest Olden Lockehart Smith." It was a day of celebration. I asked to bring old Clunker along, as it just didn't seem right to stop after all this time we spent together. Even though the pages necessary to assemble the diamond reel in perpetual loop had been constructed and woven into time and space as the most permanent fixture in the known, I couldn't let these moments pass without recording them on the page. If I were to tell you what I saw, you would not believe me. You'll have to see this for yourself. "Olden, I'm sorry to ever have wronged you." And these words came from my brother himself. He was thin, the way I remember him when he was younger, and we were best friends. There was a time when I looked up to him, and this was it. Except now, he was looking up to me, apologizing, doing what I once thought was seemingly impossible. Even if I amassed great wealth, I promised myself it would be bittersweet. But here, beyond the gates of heaven, there was only peace. "Brother, there's no need to apologize, for we are in a place where guilt no longer applies. Forgive yourself for ever thinking we weren't perfect again." My brother hugs me. "Okay, I promise the past is past." "Good," I said, "and know that you're a good man." Next to approach was my old best friend, the one who insisted upon beating me on my own lawn. "Olden, I hope you understand it was all to get you to leap." "I know," I said, nodding and hugging him. He pulls away. "Are you serious? We're good?" "We're more than good," I say. "We're perfect." My best friend turns to his wife. "See, I knew he would forgive me." There's a line of people, all family and friends from the past, all waiting to say something similar to me. Just to have a show of hands, are all of you here to issue some sort of apology for the way you treated me on the flip side?" "Yes!" all of them yell. "Do you realize we are all in heaven now, right?" "Oh, you do realize we're all in heaven now, right?" "Yes!" some of them say, while others look on, confused. "Okay, well that means there is nothing to forgive, as there is no more fault. If there ever was a guilty feeling, that has to be left behind. So instead of waiting to apologize to me, I'm going to politely ask that you all take a deep inhale with me right here, right now. And close your eyes. Good. Just like that. Now, I want you to think about that apology that you were thinking of delivering me. And I've been rehearsing in your mind, and I want you to let it go. And I mean all the way. Because here's the thing. I don't care. Guilty feelings do not belong in the kingdom of heaven, and therefore must be left outside for the devil to manage with all the lost souls in purgatory. That's right, the devil yells from the abyss. Leave them all with me. And even with all this prompting, there were still folks recently admitted into heaven that are just not getting it. And so the woman of my dreams steps in and speaks, standing right next to me. Okay, for all those who are still formed in line, I wish for you to know that you have been forgiven for all of your sins. My ex-wife still doesn't believe it. She's looking at my love in shock. Yes, that means you too, my love says. Absolved of all your sins. Really? My ex-wife says with a Spanish accent. If every sin is to be forgiven in this place, then there is no exception to the rule, my love says. Just understand that means under no circumstances are you to be involved in the life of my lover or his children. Of course, you will have visitation so long as you adhere to the rules of good parenting, which shall be presented to you by Archangel Gabriel at your first intervention meeting, which is just down the hallway here, beyond the gardens, near the cascading waterfall. There you will find him waiting to greet you. My love guides my ex-wife over there, as my children stay here with me for the first time ever. I'm just in so much shock by all this. I forget that I'm in heaven. I have to remind myself over and over again. It's just so satisfying, so good. You must understand that you have lived a life that was an entire lie, my love says to my ex-wife. In order to be a good woman, you must speak the truth. You must understand that this will take time in order to undo all of these very bad habits you have taken with you into the Garden of Eden. To let you roam free would be like letting the serpent tempt everyone here to fall. Yet again, there needs to be time for everyone to be at peace. Time for us to reset and seek out that which we deserve more than anything else. Do you understand this, mother of Olden's children? And before my ex-wife could even reply, Gabriel, the archangel, comes over and places his right-hand thumb on the forehead of my ex-wife. She collapses, and he catches her and swoops her off toward the cascading waterfall. My love turns to me. So, who wants an ice cream? We do, my children yell. Then the decision is final, I yell. Ice cream for the four of us. And on the day went just like this, in total perfection, in complete peace, no interference, no judgment, no gossip. Just goodness shared between good souls. And finally my heart could be calm and relax again. I can't remember a time where I was so relaxed, just like this. This truly is heaven. And by the time the night arrived and my children were sound asleep and safe in their celestial quarters, my love dressed into a most beautiful nightgown. She's the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. You are stunning, I said. already placing my hands on her. I waited for a long time to be with the right man. I waited for a long time to find you. You know how many adventures we're going to go on? Endless ones, I said, with my children. First place we have to go is Disney World, she says, kissing my forehead. Disney is a must. And after that, Universal Studios? Deal. How about we do this in our own private jet? I love that idea. How about you go get in bed, and I'll turn the lights down and put on the candles? I didn't waste a single moment, nor did my love. She turned down the lights in an instant, and the candles switched on just like that. She slides into bed completely naked, her soft skin inviting, resting against mine. Just a quick warning, I believe I snore, she says, especially if I drink, and you know we've had a few beers tonight. Good news is, I love pleasing men. Have you pleased many men? Do you really want to spend time naked in bed with the woman of your dreams talking about men I used to please? Of course I've pleased men. It's so that I can please you now, without having to learn much from you at all. Besides, I've read most of your manuscripts enough to know what you like. All the same, you better warm my feet. And my butt's cold, too. But you already knew that, you dirty man, placing your hands all over me as if I were your wife. What do you think my father would say about you being in bed with me right now? I imagine he would approve. How so? He already knows that eventually you would end up in love. And the good news is, I don't plan on being with anyone else in my life, even if we don't get married. Just know this. I wish to be with you. I've dreamt of you so many times, and I want this to work so badly. I want this to be the reflection of heaven that I've imagined for so long, and I want to do this right. I removed my hand from her ass. So if this means no touching, I won't touch you, out of respect, until we're married. Are you serious? She asks. I nod. You know, I can't believe that you are real. I just cannot believe this. And like that, we waited until our wedding night. It was everything we ever imagined it being. We finally put our hands on each other and caressed each other to perfect arousal. And there we stayed in each other's arms for the whole night, moving slowly, keeping pace so as to conceive the perfect child, but not in the ways of old. This child was to be conceived in the new way, through mere gaze alone of the eyes. Once the soul was formed between us, all passion was let loose. She was the one who took initiative, mounting me, and moving at the rhythm that she needed to finally let go of the frustrations that had been building up over the years, as she screamed with complete joy and satisfaction. I move down on her and use my mouth. She climaxes again and again. And on this went, like undulations, until she was completely exhausted and willing to give herself entirely to me. So I took her, and she held on to my body with all of her strength, giving me her eyes the entire time, digging her nails into my back, running her fingers through my hair, and holding on to my arms, telling me all she appreciates about my body, as I caress hers with all the love I've been saving for her, this woman of my dreams. Celeste, I love you. I always have, always will, now and forever. Olden, I love you. I always have, always will, now and forever. Thanks for listening. Hope you have an awesome night and that you enjoyed this. If you liked it, please hit the like button, subscribe, leave a comment. Let me know if you'd like to see more like this moving forward, because I'll tell you, it's a lot easier than transcribing it. And it's fun. play as different characters, especially now that we're moving into romance and it's not as scary as it was. Thanks for listening and watching, and hope you had a good time. I'll see you soon. That's me saying goodbye. Really, this means no in Spanish. This means thank you. And that means, oh. Anyway.